Hey, good morning, everybody. Tom Harness here with Harness Digital Marketing. How is everybody's Wednesday off to this morning? Did everybody survive? May the 4th be with you. I hope so. Give me just a second. I forgot to turn off my notifications here, so that way we don't get all the alerts. So I had a great day. I absolutely love May the 4th be with you day. I've had many years of dressing up or wearing something. Yesterday was fun. If you haven't had a chance and you're friends with me on Facebook or even Instagram, check out the nice floating photo that Crystal Davis here of Harness Digital Marketing and Marketing Makeup Monday took of me. She had me jump about 15, 20 times to get the photo where it made it look like I was floating in the air. So I got a little exercise yesterday too. So today's topic, the force of the Facebook algorithm. I know it's the day after, or what some people call Revenge of the 6th, or what most of us like to call Cinco de Mayo. But for today, we're going to talk about the force behind the Facebook algorithm. Had a really good friend, used to work with us here too at Harness Digital Marketing back when we were located in Heron in the Megabytes building. He reached out to me and said, hey, he had some questions about Facebook's algorithm and what really affects it. And I've talked about this a little bit before, but I thought, this might be a good time to talk a little bit more about it. So everybody wants to know what's up with Facebook. I have 1,000 friends. How come 1,000 people don't see it? There's a lot of questions that go around how you get content and that Facebook is restricting what you see. And I can't speak to that because I would say as a conspiracy theory, I would say there's probably some valid points into how they sway their algorithm one way or the other. But that's not today's topic. Today's topic is how do you manipulate, how do you work around the force of the Facebook algorithm? And there's some tips that I would tell you to do, but ultimately, and there is a little bit of a Star Wars Jedi kind of connection here, your content is a direct reflection of you internally, how you act, how you react. And we're going to talk about that today. So if you want to change the content, you got to change your perception and your perception of reality. And you have to change your perception of what you want. So it's kind of like what you've put into your body is what you're going to put out. Well, the Facebook algorithm is no different. It's really not that convoluted when you think about it. But when you take the time to really realize what you're doing, you're going to be like, oh crap, I totally control this. It's me. It's not so much Facebook. They have some input, but it really is up to me. So the first tip that I have for you on changing that is to engage with your following on Facebook, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, and stories. What does this mean? You have all these people that like your content or interact, but remember, the first part of social media is what? Social. I say this over and over. It's not about what people are doing and feeding and interacting with you. It's how much you interact back with them. It's not real hard to understand that what you need to do is interact. So sometimes what I like to do is I just go through and look at the emotions, the likes, and I look at the people and I notice, oh, I haven't really talked to this person in quite a while. Let's click on their page. And let's go through and see what they got going on. And this time, a couple of things will happen. You're going to be like, holy crap, this is a lot of negativity. So you have options. You have options to kind of put them on a pause, just kind of take a break from them. You have the option to unfriend them, which I'm not a big fan of. I'm not. Yes, I have, but I'm just not a huge fan of that. Or what you can do is go through and look at content that fits your style, your positiveness. If you want it to be positive, that's great. If you want it to be political, be political. If you want it to be about cats, rainbows, and dogs, only interact with that. What happens when you do that is it's telling the Facebook algorithm, hey, this is a person that has influence. This is a person that is interacting with Tom. So what you're going to do is start to see, they're going to see your content and you're going to start to see their content a little bit more. So you're both going to see each other's content a little more. Why? Because you've interacted with each other. Social media is social. Now, another thing that I've noticed over the last couple of years, if you interact with them on Facebook Messenger, that also influences the content that you're going to see on your Facebook stream. So let's say you don't even see anything, but you interact all of a sudden with Facebook Messenger. You're going to start to see content from Facebook, from your Facebook feed, because you've interacted with them on Facebook Messenger. Now also, and I can't prove this one, but I have seen a great deal of correlation here. Instagram, because Facebook owns it, I've noticed that sometimes I only interact with people on Instagram, but I see them, their content on my Facebook feed. So those three things plus stories, not just looking, but interacting with stories and other people's stories. So if you're going in and viewing all them, give a heart, interact, write some content. That cues the Facebook or triggers the Facebook algorithm to say, hey, this might be a person that Tom wants to see more content of. Okay, so that's the first one. Number two, I call the birthday paradox. Okay, I think I've mentioned this before. The birthday paradox is really cool because it's one thing that we get every day that shows us who we're following if they've put their birthday in there. Not everybody does, but most everybody does. It comes up, tells us this list of people. What I like to do is I go through that and kind of say, do I really know this person? If I don't, I click on it to see if it's real, or maybe I met the person at a conference or so. I find out if I really interact with that person. Okay. And then what I do is I type in my little United States flag, happy birthday, United States flag, and I send it. Now, I either do a couple of things. If I don't think that we're interacting, sometimes I'll just unfollow or unfriend, I guess is what I should say. Not because I don't want to see them, it's just we're not really interacting, and I'm really trying to create a group of people on my personal feed that allows me to interact with all of them. So that's the first part. The second part is that posting triggers the Facebook algorithm saying, hey, you haven't talked to this person in a while, here you go. So they're going to see some, not necessarily a lot, of content from you. There's an opportunity to then reconnect, because then you're going to start seeing some of theirs. So the birthday paradox is you're going to see their content, but you could also unfriend them at the same time if you're not seeing enough content and you just don't think there's value there. So the birthday paradox. Okay, let me just say I absolutely 100% want to wish people happy birthday. I'm not doing this just because of the Facebook algorithm. Not at all. I think everybody deserves a happy birthday, and I think everybody deserves someone telling them that. So it is important for me to do that. But the byproduct of that is, yes, you do trigger the Facebook algorithm. All right, the last one, the last tip on increasing your engagement and trying to kind of take the force over of the algorithm, the Facebook algorithm, is the emoticons. Like, love, care, haha, wow, sad, and angry. I had to read those real quick. Now, a couple things happen here. Why do you think they are assigning emotions to content? That's because there is an option, or I guess an end game of creating artificial intelligence. That's where all this is going. They're creating algorithms on emotions to let them know what you think of content, which is assigning value to that content. The words, the letters, how many people interact with it, how many people are angry with it. What I've noticed is the more you use, and this might change for everybody, but the more you use one, the more your content is. So if you use like, it's pretty standard. If you use the love or care, you start to see that content. If you start to see angry and sad, I don't like to say this, but yes, you're going to see probably more upsetting, more political. I think the algorithm that Facebook has with the angry feeds that. I can't prove that. I don't know that, but I feel like that really does. If you like angry stuff, the content, the algorithm would show you more angry stuff. You would think if the algorithm was to help and be beneficial, it might show you more positive stuff if it knows that you're angry all the time, right? But again, I'm not Facebook, and I don't get paid the big bucks to tell them how to utilize their algorithm. If you like content that's funny, you're going to probably see more comical stuff as well. But the end game here is to assign emotions and values to content, so that way they have some sort of form of algorithm for artificial intelligence. All this is like a huge social experiment, social again, to help collect data. the end of the day, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It's data collecting. And yes, we are volunteering. And yes, they probably do have an ethical responsibility, but we still, as a collective society, put our information, put our patterns, when we log in, when we don't log in, who we interact with. All this stuff is collecting, and all of it is going to an end game of artificial intelligence. So that's my view on it. Everybody has a different one. Would be interested to know what you think about the Facebook algorithm as well. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we do control that algorithm one way or another by not getting involved with it and just shutting and deleting Facebook, or choosing what content and what people we're going to interact with. So those are my 3 tips on how to kind of force the Facebook algorithm to work for you. All right, so moving on. If you haven't, every Monday, Crystal Davis here at Harness Digital Marketing has her Marketing Makeup Monday. Great tips, inspiration for everybody, but really focused on the women and how they can use branding through makeup to help increase their marketability. So there you go. Also want to give a shout out to Withers Broadcasting and Dana Communications for partnering with Harness Digital Marketing on the Stars and Stripes SI Facebook group. If you haven't already, please, please, please go to the page, the group, answer a couple of questions, nothing personal by any means. I think it is, do you support veterans and organizations? And then do you follow any of Harness Digital Marketing or Withers Broadcasting radio station? I think that's it. And then everybody's pretty much accepted in as long as it's not spam. And we're able to support veterans in our community, not only through their businesses, but through nonprofits and events. So would love for you to follow and share. If you go there and you're a member, invite other people that want to support veterans. We would love to grow that place. All right, events. Let's get to the events. Every Thursday here in Carterville, where Harness Digital Marketing is located in Illinois, at 6 to 8 o'clock, we have the Sunset Concerts, and it is part of Stephanie Woolley of SI Suzuki Strings, and she is amazing, and we've had a great turnout so far for this event. We'd love to get it bigger, but come out. There's music. Let's see what we got this week. Ruby's Rousers. Say that really quick. Ruby's Rousers. And food trucks that we have this week are Caribbean Hut and Sweet Shishkabob. So come on out, get some food, enjoy the fellowship, and get some great music. Next up, my friend and ex-coworker and colleague, but we're still great friends, Michelle Snyder over at the executive director at Southern Illinois Wellness. They are having Catch Us If You Can virtual 5K. That is on May 15th to the 29th. You can register through the Run to Succeed website, which I have a link here. And you can also get all the information you need on the Southern Illinois Wellness Facebook page. Next up, the FOB Rush GI Party. My buddy and friend and colleague, veteran, Brian Gibson over at Project Diehard is going to be working on a cleanup day that will lead into a Remembrance Day for veterans over in Carbondale, Macanda area. That will be July 26th to 29th. He's looking for volunteers just to help clean up. So if your church or your organization would love to help and spend a little bit of time during that period to help clean up the facility and get it ready for a veterans event, then please reach out to Brian, and the link for more information is provided. So everybody, I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, Cinco de Mayo, and don't forget this Sunday, Mother's Day. Don't forget, men, dads, sons, daughters, don't forget Mother's Day this Sunday. So reach out and make sure you give a special message to that special mother in your life. Okay, have a wonderful day. Peace be with you. And if your business or organization would love for us to hashtag turn the light bulb on for you, reach out to my amazing team or myself and we'd be happy to. Goodbye, everybody.